welcome back to Pretty Basic.
Sorry, brain gone.
Fuck, sorry.
I was up too late reading my smut in bed. Should we start from the top?
The top? Okay?
Yeah. Just cut all of that. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Pretty Basic.
Single mom who works two jobs. Wait, was the other episode good?
Her nipples showing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, has it been
It might have been. No, I'm not.
I think it was showing.
Oh no.
Ramble.
Pretty basic.
This episode of Pretty Basic is brought to you by Away Travel.
Hello and welcome back to Pretty Basic. I'm your co-host Alisha Marie.
And I am Remi Cruz, and I am tired today.
Really? I feel pretty good.
I think I really messed up, everybody. So this morning, I was planning on getting up at like 8 a.m. or so. You know, not too early, not too late. And apparently I was up too late reading my smut in bed. And so I needed a little bit more sleep apparently, but I didn't know. So my alarm went off at 8, I guess, don't remember. And apparently I remember snoozing it at some point, but I think I know I eventually turned it off on accident. And I was just sleeping in my delicious little moment. And then I feel this little kiss on my head, gentle little on my head.
Must be so nice.
And I like awoke, literally my eyes went, and I was like, it's not 8 a.m. I know it's not. I look at my phone, 9:33, everyone. But might I suggest the book called Saint and Sinner. Fuck, I forgot what it's called. Hold on. I'm reading a book currently that is deliciously smutty.
Wait, can I ask the question everyone's wanting to know?
Sure.
Did we leave our Kindle on the plane?
Yes. Okay, the book is called Crossing the Line, a Sinner and Saint novel. It's pretty juicy. Actually,
Ooh.
I think you'd like it. But I will say, as I was reading, I was like, oh, she'll like this. And then there was a stalker involved, and I was like, oh, I don't think she'll like this. So, but it's like pretty hot. Like it's spicy. I did go on a trip, and I did take a plane home, and I did leave my Kindle in the little back seat thing.
That's the worst.
And I'm so upset. I got home from my trip. I was so excited to sit. I was hanging out with my mom because she picked us up from the airport. So I hung out with her for like a few hours. We had dinner, and the whole time I was like, I can't wait to get to read later. And I go to my little tote to get it out. I'm like, oh, it's not here. Oh, I took my bag on the plane. So I go over, look at my bag. It's gone. I realize in that moment, I left my Kindle.
Wait, so you didn't even realize like the second you got off, it was hours later.
No, it was like when I got home and I had been like anticipating, ready to read. And so then I was like, oh, I could obviously call the airport to get my Kindle. But then I thought about it and I was like, the Kindle was $80. And obviously that is expensive, but the gas, I live far from the airport. Yeah. The gas to get to the airport, to pay for parking, to go pick up the Kindle, to go home. It's there too. I was like, I think that would be probably a little bit over, probably $100 at least to just get there. Cause I'm like an hour at least away, hour and a half from the airport. Dang. So hopefully, and in my most incredible dreams, a fellow, maybe someone my age, or maybe, a woman anybody who enjoys smut gets on the plane. They're sitting in my seat. They're like, I'm going to put my phone in. And they look, what's this little pink thing? Pull it out. I'm on page 20 of a deliciously smut novel. And they start reading, and maybe they're now a reader. And I hope they enjoy their Kindle.
I do. So too. I just always think of the time when I am an idiot and I left my purse on the plane. Do you remember? Yes. I was so sad. It was one of my favorite purses.
And you never got her back, right?
Oh, I literally noticed the second I was off the plane, right? I always travel with like a small crossbody so that way I can have, be efficient at the airport. We got my license, we got my tickets, we got my cards, whatever. Then I have my backpack with the stuff that I don't need all the time. You know what I mean? So that's how I like, traveling efficiently in the airport. That way I just have like my little crossbody. Normally when I sit at my airplane seat, I put it in my backpack once I'm like through security and everything, and I'm chilling, Yes. If I do have a bag for some reason, I'll put my foot through like the shoulder strap or something. So that way, if it's like a rocky landing, it doesn't go anywhere. Or if you're on Disneyland's Tower of Terror, it's not RIP Tower of Terror. It's, what is it now?
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I always like put my foot through like my purse. You know what I mean? So it doesn't fly up.
Me with like Thunder Mountain.
Yes. I usually do that on airplanes for like the takeoff or landing because I never want it to like fly back. I'm literally walking. I just got out of the door like to get off of the plane and I go, oh my God, my purse. I have to go back. The girl actually lets me go back to my seat because normally they don't let you do that. They're like, oh, you have to wait till everyone's off the plane. She actually let me go back. Not there. Like literally.
Oh, so someone stole it.
Yes, within 2 seconds. And I was like,
realize that this whole time.
I was like, fuck. It was a really cute little Prada bag. It had my AirPods in it. It had my light. I was mostly sad about, I was like, I have to go to the DMV.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to go to the DMV.
Oh no.
It had all my credit cards, everything. I was so sad. I was like, damn it. Like that was my fault. I
didn't realize you went back on the plane this whole story. I thought that you got home and realized you
No,
didn't have
I literally like 2 minutes, within 2 minutes.
That's
so
so
whoever
sad.
is wearing that beautiful bag, I hope you two are enjoying. I ended up repurchasing the same one because I loved it so much.
It's such a good bag. Oh man. Yeah.
So sad.
It's,
You know what people
Too
do
bad.
though? Have you seen those videos where people buy lost luggage from airports?
Yes.
We should do that one time and try to find the rightful owner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For good karma.
I like
clearly like, I would have loved for someone to give me mine back.
Oh, that's so sad. I love those stories where people lose their wallets or things and then they get it in the mail like 3 weeks later and someone went and mailed it out to them. That's so sweet.
Oh my God. Yes.
So sweet.
Yes. That's the best.
Yeah. So in conclusion, I am tired today.
Wait, I just can't believe you read a real book.
What do you mean?
Oh, you bought a new Kindle.
I bought a new Kindle. Oh, yeah.
I was like, I can't believe you're always like, no, I don't like physical books.
I don't like a physical book. Please comment down below if you guys are readers and you're watching the YouTube channel. Are you a physical book girly or like a Kindle? I've been reading on my phone until I get my new Kindle.
Oh.
Because I already bought the books. Like, that's what's nice
Yes.
about it. I already bought the books. They're significantly less expensive than
Less
if I
heavy,
go
too.
buy a bunch of books. I already have so many things at my house that I don't need. I'm like, I don't need to be collecting more books as well.
Yeah.
So I've just been buying them on like I think it's a Kindle like store or whatever. And I spend like $10 on a book. And then when I'm done with it, I'm done with it.
See, I will say I want to be like that, but I just love a physical book. I think I also like seeing how far I am. And I know it gives you a page number, but I love when I can feel, I'm like, oh, I'm halfway. Like, I love that.
I like on the Kindle in the bottom left-hand corner, you can tap it and it tells you how many pages you've read so far, how many minutes till you're done with the chapter, and then how many minutes you're done with the entire book.
See, that's cool.
I love it. So if I'm like, oh, I'm going to stay up till 2 a.m. tonight, like I already know.
Also, me not being efficient on an airplane, I'm the one wwho packs 2 to 3 books in my bag, and it's so heavy where like at least you have it all just like tucked away.
It's nice. It's easier to lose, but it's nice and convenient. So how are you?
I'm actually like pretty good.
Good. I'm glad.
In bigger news, Ashley is officially moving out this week.
That is absolutely wild.
Yes, I am excited. I'm nervous. By the time this is out, it'll have happened.
Oh.
I hope I'm okay.
I think it's so crazy. Like, I don't think everybody knows, but you guys have lived together since the day you were born.
I've never, ever even had a college experience or like lived on my own in any capacity before.
But like also you too.
Yes.
Like the two of you. Like you were born and you were taken home where Ash was. You lived there until you moved to your first apartment together. And then you moved into the house that you're currently at. Like you've never lived either on your own individually or not with each other.
I know.
Which I think is so interesting.
And what's crazy to me is lately Ashley's been getting a little emotional. Like I'll be like,
What?
I know. And she's usually like the non-emotional one between us. She's been like a little sad and stuff. And I'm like,
she's sentimental.
You're going to miss me. Like you're going to miss me. I keep reminding Ashley of this story that my mom obviously told us happened right after she brought me back home from the hospital. She's like folding laundry or something. And then she hears Ashley goes, Mom, put this baby back where it came from. Has a tiny squirt gun and is shooting me with a squirt gun.
Oh my God.
She was like, Ashley.
How old were you?
I was a newborn, so she was 3. Like she was literally 3 years old.
She was a baby.
I know.
That's so funny. I can't wait to have kids for like them to just do silly things like that.
I
And
know.
I can like hold on to them forever. That's
I know.
so sweet.
Also, Ashley said that she distinctly remembers, so she was, again, 3, because we're 3 years apart, that when I was born and my dad brought her into the room, he let go of her hand and went over to me and my mom, obviously. And Ashley, she was like, that was like the first time in my life that I felt like, you know what I mean? So she always tells her friends, whoever have like 2 kids, to like really, really include the other kid.
Aww.
I know, isn't that sad?
I think it's so interesting how all older siblings react differently to the newborn baby. Like some like love them, some don't want to be by them, some want nothing to do with them. They like ignore them. I think it's so cute.
I saw an interview last night with Kim Kardashian, and I forget who was interviewing her, but she was like, yeah, North has never really been a sibling type of girly. And I thought of the North.
But she's got 3.
I know. But she was like, this past year, she's been helping them get dressed for school and stuff, like North has. And she was like, oh my God, she likes her siblings. I thought that was hilarious because I was like, if you're not a sibling girly, you're not a sibling girly.
No, I think I viewed Shane as like my little doll. Like I would dress him up. I would teach him dances. Like I loved it because I had like a built-in little bestie.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. Speaking of babies, I spent my yesterday at Home Goods, just walking the aisles.
Did you buy baby stuff?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, no. I wish. I would I just need more friends to have babies because I love to buy things for the babies. I was walking around the aisles and I saw this adorable little baby roll by in a stroller. And like he was sitting in the stroller and someone was pushing him and I was like, what a cute little baby. And I was just like, he was like, it's Home Goods. So like there's a lot of breakable goods. Yeah. So he kept like picking things up. And then I think it was his grandma, I want to say, that was with him, was like, no, put it down. And so I was just like watching. I was like, so cute. Then I realized.
You were staring?
No, it was a celebrity baby. Who? I can't say. I don't want to put them on the spot. And so then I caught myself being really weird.
Oh my God. You got fangirling over the baby.
I was like, this is so weird of me. But I would just like, when the baby rolls by and I was just like, at the grandma, I was like,
she's like this crazy.
Yeah, no, I was
staring.
just like, she was so cute.
I would pay money to see their point of view.
It was just like, I see him on Instagram all the time. And to see him in real life, I was like,
oh my God, what baby, like what famous babies would I fangirl over?
North. I think I would lose my mind over North solely because of Nori's Black Book.
Nori's Black Book.
Like in my head, that is North, but it's not.
No,
it's just so funny.
I love Nori's Black Book.
She's a hoot.
Oh my God, it's the best account ever on Instagram. And it's like so funny.
Just like to me, the captions in which she writes as if she is North's internal dialogue.
Yes, no.
Like she is so sassy.
Yes.
She is so like, what is she? Is she a Gemini? I forget.
I don't know.
But she's very like, I feel like that's just so her.
Oh my God, so funny.
So I think I would fangirl for sure.
Yeah.
Just like, who I love?
Huh.
Or I love them now, but especially when they were on Ellen, Sophia Grace.
Yes, that's literally you. Like, yes.
This one is with the boys with the boom system. That's so us.
That is.
You're Rosie and I'm Grace. Is that her name?
I literally like picture that's how your daughters will be. And you're going to be like,
hope in this doing dance competitions.
Yes.
I know.
Yes,
I can't wait. Okay. So anyways, back to you living on your own.
So yeah, I'm obviously excited and stuff, but we've never not lived together, which is insane.
How are you feeling? Excited, nervous, sad?
I think right now I'm in the excited stage because it feels like it's going to be fun, a new chapter. Like I feel like we're almost going to see each other more now and just have sleepovers like at each other's house. Like I'll bring like Rosie over to play with Chloe. She'll like bring Chloe over, or like I already know she's going to be like, I want to go to my boyfriend's. Can you watch Chloe? Like I already know that's happening. So I think it'll be fun. But once it actually happens and I'm fully on my own for a little bit, like once the excitement dies down, then check in on me.
Okay. I think that it's going to be so good. I think everything you guys do is going to be intentional now, which is so exciting.
And how about you?
I am doing well. I think. No, I was really trying to think about it. Like, am I doing well? Am I not? I think I'm doing well. I'm tired, but I'm doing well.
You look great.
Thank you so much.
Like the hair, the makeup.
You do. No, I've been doing well. Cal and I went to Portola Fest, which just happened in San Francisco. And it's the first time they've ever put this festival on. It was by Golden Voice, which is the same company that does Coachella. So I've gone to a couple of festivals that have been put on by Golden Voice other than Coachella.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny because I've been to Day in Vegas, which was in Vegas, obviously. Portola, which was in San Francisco. And it just looks identical to Coachella. Like the same fencing, the same flooring. They just pop it in new places. So I'm always like, what is going on? But it was so much fun. I went specifically because I really wanted to see Charlie XCX, who I love. And I've never seen her perform live. And Cal loves her as well.
Her last album, because she was supposed to be at Coachella.
before they canceled it.
Yes, I really liked that album.
I love her just in general. And so I was so excited to see her. So I surprised Cal with tickets to go because he also is a stan and loves her. Also, he likes like Kate Renata. He likes Flume was performing. So we went to San Francisco and he was so excited once he knew where we were going. I didn't realize he's like Ollie, like you like a surprise. I like a surprise. Yeah. Ollie hates surprise. If he doesn't know what's happening, he spirals. Yeah. I didn't know Cal was like that. So I tried to surprise him. It ended up failing. Once I told him, he was excited. So I was so excited to see Charlie XCX. We go and we were in a different stage and this group called Jungle went on, which I've never heard of them before, but they were amazing. You know the set at a festival where the sun is setting and it's just like golden hour and the weather was fantastic. It was breezy and cool and they're like this, I feel like 80s inspired band. Like it was kind of giving me like a little bit of an like ABBA feel, a little bit of like a Bee Gees feel. And so they were really fucking cool. And they were doing like, they had all these instruments. There was like a bass, there was a guitar, 2 keyboards. There was just like all these instruments laid out. And it was just like this amazing moment at sunset outdoors. You could oversee the city views of San Francisco. And so Charlie was on right after them at the other stage. So we would have to like, we were going to leave early and go, but I was like, I'm loving this so much. I want to stay. So we stayed the whole time. Michelle Beaver was there. She ran up to me. I love Michelle Beaver. She's our friend that works at YouTube. And so we were like hanging out for a little bit and we were walking over to Charlie because we're like, oh, let's go see Charlie now. We get there and we're going to get in line for VIP because we had the wristband. I solely bought this to see Charlie like in a little section.
It was full.
The line was, they had been waiting there. It was like at least half a mile long, like so long. There were like thousands of people in line and there were girls at the front. Apparently they've been waiting there for 2 hours just to get into that section. A girl was like throwing herself over the barricade crying because they weren't going to let her in. So I was like, oh, I'm not even going to try, obviously.
That's so funny.
It was so sad. I was like, oh, she just wants to see Charlie. But it was just too many people. They were in a literal warehouse. Like that's where she was performing.
That would be me if you had a meet and greet.
Throwing yourself over the barricade and crying. Thank you so much.
I'd be like, Remi.
So we ended up going back to the other stage and I was like, well, just like stay here. It's okay. And Cal was like, no, you came here for her. We're going to go. So we went around the back of the warehouse and got in and like, I couldn't see her at all because it was a speck. We were in the very back, but I got to dance my heart out. Yay. And I got to hear her and I knew she was in the building and it was a wonderful experience and I will definitely be going back next year.
I was actually just talking to my best friend from high school this morning because it's her birthday.
Happy birthday, Alisha.
I know. Yes, we have the same name.
I'm going to message her.
And she recently just moved to Texas. So I was telling her, I was like, let me know any days that you are like free. I will be there in a heartbeat. Like I just want to come visit her in her new place. I was like, this is perfect. It's an excuse to travel, see my best friend. So why don't we, pack up our away luggage and just get on over to Texas?
If you guys didn't know, away luggages are absolutely iconic. Anytime I go on a long trip, I make sure to pull out my giant away luggage because it holds so much. It's so durable. It's so sturdy. They're so cute. And I just feel like a little beautiful princess walking through the airport with my little away luggage or my big away luggage. And it's just amazing. So they have so many great features to them. There's an interior organization system, which basically you can fit more into your luggage, which I am always needing. I love like the little zipper compartment. That's where I put all my underwear and socks when I travel. They have like little bags for your dirty laundry. There's 4 360-degree spinner wheels, which make taking my luggage through the airport a breeze. You know, when you get to the carpet, it is so hard to push luggage sometimes, but this makes it so easy. And overall, they're just very durable, as I said. So you know how at the airport, sometimes the bag handlers are just throwing those things everywhere. So you can be sure that they'll stay nice and safe.
Away offers free shipping and returns on any non-personalized order within the contiguous US, Canada, and UK. Plus, there's a 100-day free trial on everything Away makes. Start your 100-day trial and shop the entire Away lineup of travel essentials, including their best-selling suitcases and bags at awaytravel.com/basic. That's awaytravel.com/basic. Well, while you were doing that, Ollie and I, because anytime you go out of town, Ollie and I are like, well, what do we do? You know what I mean?
But can I just say, because when I'm here, we don't hang out that much.
You're so right. I mean, we do. We do, but like when you're gone, it's more of a like, oh wow, what are we gonna do?
It's like we're not guaranteed to hang out every week when I'm here, but every time I'm gone, you two hang out.
It's like we need each other's emotional support. It's so true. So obviously he just moved. And I was like, hey, I'm down to come to your place. He's like, no, it's so messy. I was like, no, I'm so down. Like I'm so low maintenance that way. Like I don't care if it's messy, whatever. Like I'm down just to chill and hang out, you know?
Mm-hmm. Sit on a box.
Yeah. I'll sit on a box. So he finally invites me over. I had never, ever been to his apartment ever. And I've known him for 5 fucking years. Okay. Like he's like, no, my apartment's not good enough for you. I'm like, bitch, that's not how, like, I don't care. I don't care.
One time Ollie had Cal over at his apartment.
Are you kidding?
She didn't know. I was going to say she got mad, but I didn't know you didn't know.
No, I knew Sierra Furtado had.
Sierra had. I know when Cal and I had been dating maybe a year and I went out of town, Ollie was like, hey, Cal, you want to come over and watch movies? And they watched movies together. Just like
Ollie, I hate you.
Okay.
5 years. I would always beg him. I'd be like, when are you going to invite me over to your place? He's like, no, it's not cute yet.
To be fair, I only went like maybe 2 or 3 times. Maybe.
But anyways, my heart's broken. Regardless, he finally invited me over to his new place. And he was like, I was going to edit. And he was like, okay, like, what do you want to watch? I'm like, honestly, I'm down for anything. Anytime Ashley's gone, I feel like I watch more reality, like TV, because she hates that shit. So I'm like, I'm down for whatever. And he's like, I have a show that I think you'll like, but it's like insane. Like it's absurd. And I was like, oh my God, love it. What is it? I was expecting him to be like Housewives or like something.
I know it's going to be.
You know, I'm like, oh yeah, reality, you know? Yeah. He's like, it's like absurd. And then he like whips up the app. It's one of those random apps that like I had never heard. Not Netflix.
He uses so many random apps.
Yes, it was like, I think it was like Zeus or something. Like it was like, I was like, I've never heard of this app in my life. We watched Jocelyn's Cabaret.
I knew you were going to say that. He's always telling me to watch it.
It is so good. So I go over, I didn't even edit. We watched so many episodes. The next night, I go back over. We watch more episodes. I have 2 left before the reunion. And I have 1 left and then the reunion. I literally text Murph. I was like, Murph, you need to watch this show.
Always told me it's like Housewives, but like more insane. No. Or it's like a Drag Race. Like it's like just crazy, like unhinged, like so funny, so much talent. The song, I Wanna Ride. Yeah.
Do it like your birthday. Yeah. Yes! When I tell you, I literally was like, I'm obsessed.
I gotta look it up. I've yet to watch it.
But apparently there's a huge like thing that happens at the end. So he was like, don't try to like research stuff because I want to like have my actual reaction to it. But it is like insane. It's so good. And it makes me want to go to Vegas and go to her show.
Oh, I didn't know she had a show.
Yeah, so that's
it is on Zeus.
Yes.
I've never heard of Zeus.
No, literally me either.
Jocelyn's Cabaret.
It's so good.
He loves some reality TV.
It reminds me if the Kardashians meet Top Model. Like it's a competition kinda. But imagine like if they actually followed Tyra a little, if Tyra did like confessionals and stuff.
Oh.
And she was with the girls more. Like if she was staying at the house with the girls.
And obviously it's a cabaret show.
Yeah. So it's about like who dances with her at her show.
Wait, I love it.
And it's so good. It's so, and then they get in fights and it's just like, you're like, what the fuck is going on? I haven't watched season 1 or 2. We started at season 3. So.
He's so happy that you like it. I know. I have to read what he texted me about you yesterday.
Oh my God.
He sent me a meme and he said, date idea. We sit and listen to my playlist in complete silence and you stand up and applaud me when it's finished. And I put, this is so you and Cal. He said, LMAO, me forcing you to listen to Lana. You know who loves when I force them to watch and listen to my stuff? Alisha. I make her watch the most cursed shit and she'll just do it. I said, she's so cute. I love her. But literally, like you just pop you down and you're just like you engage with whatever, which I love.
I love
very
it.
Open-minded.
But wait, I have to show you this video that he got. I don't think he posted it. It's literally the funniest. And then I told Ashley, I was like, you need to watch this. She would hate it. She would actually hate it.
This is from the show?
Yes.
Stop. Oh my God.
It's definitely like rated R. Like they don't blur shit.
Oh my
God.
blur shit. They're just fighting.
They're literally fighting.
Shoot, they're actually like really hitting each other. Oh my God. Yeah, wow.
It was
That's intense.
It was so good.
I'm glad that you like that. That's fun.
Yeah. So that's what we were doing the entire weekend. While you were partying it up.
Well, I was having a good time.
Well, I did go out on Saturday with some friends. That was fun. Which I totally mixed up.
Tell them the text you sent.
Oh my God, I sent Remi the longest, like, bitch, drunk. I haven't sent one of those in a while. I was like, bitch, thank you so much for, like, how you, like, helped me find myself, and I love you and our friendship, and you helped me get through so much shit. I just don't deserve you.
My heart.
Crying.
Did you see the emojis you sent me? It was like 30 crying with a few little like
night
yeah, like the skyline. About 8 of those and then more crying.
What's funny is that was an accident, but I was like, I'll leave it.
No, I loved it.
We'll put the text on our Instagram.
It was so sweet. It meant so much.
No, but this was your reaction.
Oh, me crying. I was at Jamie XX. I take my phone out of my bag. I had zero service.
I said Jameson's. I meant James Beach, but we were at Jameson's.
That's what I thought.
You're like, I thought you were being funny. You're like, where is that?
Yeah.
I was like, Venice.
Well, because I was like, oh my God, I'm pretty sure it was James Beach.
No, it was James Beach.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Remi goes, bitch, find your, what the fuck? Stop. I'm going to cry. Bitch, what? Wait, I'm crying. I love you so ducking much. I'm so proud of you and is in our friendship.
I had to say, and us. I'm so proud of us.
We're the prime example. Like, we do not, when we text, sometimes you think we're drunk and we're not, but we're like, my fat fingers just hit other ones, and I'm too lazy to change it.
No, I'm like, she knows what I'm saying.
Exactly. Is us.
Is us. Exactly. I actually remember typing it. I was like, 4 double vodkas down. I was like,
no.
Oh, she'll get that.
Ducking.
She'll get that.
Ducking and is. Or like ducking is. Those are the two that like you just obviously know what they are.
I love
and
it.
What? W-A-H-T.
Yes, exactly.
What?
Honestly, like, I don't know why. I don't know if my like autocorrect works sometimes. I feel like 8 out of 10 times that I text, I feel like are somehow misspelled.
I've been feeling that lately
Isn't
too.
it
Do you
so
think it's with like one of the last updates, or it's just not fast enough?
Maybe, or maybe my spelling's too far off that it can't even like correct.
What?
Yeah.
W-A-H-T.
But you know what you can do? You can go in and like physically type in. If I type W-A-H-T,
yes,
then it will autocorrect to what? Like I can go physically like feed that in, but like I shouldn't have to.
There was a funny
Apple?
TikTok or something that showed people do that. I forget what.
For their moms.
Was that what it was?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Where someone will like put in like a name. Like literally if they were trying to say like they'll change the word to fuck. So it's like, what? Fuck? Like it'll just keep like changing it. And they're like, the moms are like, what is happening? What's going on?
Oh man.
My caffeine's starting to kick in. Glad to know you're good. Can't wait for your big life changes.
I know. I don't know what this new era is going to entail. I don't know. The second I knew Ash was leaving, I was like, well, now it's time to make the house how I actually want. Like I've been obsessed with Pinterest.
I feel as though your house is already how you want though.
No, there's so many things that I just like haven't bothered changing. Like maybe Ashley bought like a basket or something like 6 years ago and we have it in the corner. Her, huh? Yeah, but like in my head, I've never been like, I don't care that much enough to change it. Where now it feels like it's all mine. And I'm like, oh, I've never liked that. So change it, Alisha. Like that's been one thing. Yeah. Also, side note, I feel like I've noticed ADHD symptoms like extremely more lately for me. Like me interrupting people 24/7. Like not just, on the pod, okay? Like in person, I'll be like, I'm like, fuck, Alisha, stop. Or I'll like zone out and I'll like come back in. Or I don't know if I'm just more aware of it now, or I won't get shit done in a whole day. Ask my assistant. But then the next day I get 4 days worth done. Oh. So I'm like, what's going on with me?
I wish I could. I have no words. I don't know what I could say.
You don't know?
No, I wish I knew. I'd wish I could help. I wish. I mean it.
I was going to say a funny joke. And then I was like, it's not going to land. It's not going to land. Of you being like, what do you mean? You're like a bad bitch, blah, blah, blah. Like you going off.
I would have. I like want to give you palpable advice right now.
Palpable.
That's my new word of the week. Palpable. I want to give you advice.
Palpable. Please use in a sentence.
The crisp, the smell of my leaves candle is palpable in the air currently.
See, not to be confused.
Not
with
right now.
Because that's the first thing I thought of was like orange juice.
Let me read you. Palpable. I hope I used it correctly. Palpable. Of feeling or atmosphere so intense as it seems almost tangible.
Oh, like you can touch it.
Able to be touched or felt. Yeah, exactly. Like But it doesn't actually have to be like feeling touch, like just the idea is like palpable. Like the energy is palpable in here.
Your energy is palpable.
Palpably.
I challenge everyone to use palpable in a sentence today.
You know what I think of? I'm just thinking of those little dogs, papillons. You know what those ones are?
No.
My aunt has them with the big ears.
Yes.
It means butterfly in French.
Oh.
Anyways, yeah, I wish I had advice to tell you. I think it's great. Yes, butterflies. I think it's great that you're getting all your work done though. And I don't know. I'm so sorry. I wish I had something else to say.
No, I was trying to make a joke and it like wasn't funny, and then you just kept going, and then I was like, no, this is just like whatever.
No.
I feel like this week has been pretty big with the pop culture though. Like a lot's been going down.
A lot.
Adam Levine situation, yo. Kind of fucked.
I have many thoughts on the situation. Do you want to give a little backstory in case they don't know, even though I'm sure they do know?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was just a girl makes video saying they hooked up, had an affair. She was like, I was new to LA and I didn't know you knew.
My thoughts are, when I watched back the initial video, at first, I'm going to be fully honest, I watched it and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then I was like very mad at Adam Levine, and I didn't think much of the girl. But then once I watched it back, I was like, wait, she didn't even name Bahati by name. It was like, it felt
Victoria's
very, yes. If it felt very like cloudy to be like, oh, I had an affair with the husband of a Victoria's Secret model. Not like I had an affair with the main singer of Maroon 5, or I had a, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't him. It was more so focused on Bahati.
It felt very, yes. Very headliney, very clickbait, very like it just, if you really cared to be like, hey, like this happened and I feel horrible and like you need to know, it wouldn't have been worded that way.
It didn't feel remorseful whatsoever.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have been. Granted, I'm sure like getting a hold of Bahati Prinsloo is very hard, but it didn't need to be posted on TikTok like that to be shared to the masses.
Someone else was like, why do you have a ring light? It's so funny. I don't know why I cackled at that one. I was like, it's so true. Like, you look so good with a ring light.
Like, she pulled the ring light out instead of her phone.
Like, here's the thing. Everyone knows, especially if you're from OG YouTube, you need to be sitting on the floor, not looking too good with a hoodie if you're doing an apology video. You know what I mean? Like, if you're doing that type of video, it can't look too glam.
In my head, I'm just like,
that was a joke.
Obviously. Oh, I thought you were being serious.
No, that's the joke. Like, you're like in tears and like you have your hair in a bun and like you're like being like, guys, we just need to talk. Like, that's
I was watching some breakup videos last night on YouTube.
Thing.
I was like, it's so interesting. This is a whole tangent, but it's just so interesting that like people make breakup videos. I understand why. It's just such an interesting thing that breakup videos exist.
It's weird because it's like, no, you don't have to say that, but then also like you kind of like almost do. But at the same time, like, damn.
Like you break up with someone and then you have to reconcile solely to just meet up and film a video. As you guys know, we here at Pretty Basic love Macy's. We want to say thank you so much to Macy's for being an amazing partner and friend of the show. I just traveled this weekend and I did a little shopping day with Cal and we ventured into Macy's and it was so much fun. They just have everything you could ever want, from like home goods to clothing to chocolate to candy to makeup, everything you could ever want.
I think everyone who follows me knows that I'm really obsessed with my knee-high boots. They have the best. If you want over-the-knee boots, if you want cute little combat boots, a lug boot, whatever you want, they have anything and everything you could ever need. And even though their VIP sale ended, another one is starting. You guys, Macy's Great Shoe Sale is here. Buy one pair, get one 30% off, and buy two pairs, get 40% off. So if you're looking to beef up all of your, your fall wardrobe, your fall rotation with some new amazing pairs of shoes, now is the best time to do so.
I love like a cozy booty to wear running errands in the brisk cold air.
You know what else you love? Skirt with some Uggs.
Oh my God. That I draw the line as well. The Great Shoe Sale is only happening from October 5th to October 12th. So head over to Macys.com/shoes. That's Macys.com/shoes.
I haven't been in a public relationship, but I've had friends who have. And I think it's more like you don't want to lose the trust of your audience because you let them in on a huge part of your life and then you just like don't talk about that. So I think in my head, I'm like, no, you owe it to like you shared so much of your life with them. You should at least give them an explanation. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And less about like, oh, you need to tell them that you broke up. I think it's more of like, hey, like they don't feel like they can trust you now because you've hidden something. Like that's how I take it.
I personally think, because I know people obviously who have done like big breakup videos and I know people who have said nothing and just carried on and got a new boyfriend and like moved on like nothing happened.
But then people I
feel like it is better to nip it in the bud and just address it. Granted, I mean, I came on this podcast and said I never share my boyfriend, and now we do a lot of videos together, so I can't say anything now.
But it's not like you guys had a joint couple channel.
No, but I wouldn't like, I feel like I've learned from this podcast, like I came on and allegedly, I forgot, but years ago I'd be like, I never show my boyfriend. And now we're like,
but you can change your mind.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But I think sitting here right now and what I'm just saying, like not that Cal and I are breaking up, but like what I'm saying right now might change if Cal and I were to ever break up and I have to handle it. But sitting here right now, I think I would I don't think I'd make it a full video of sit down crying and like addressing it, but I also would address it. I think it would be like a vlog I don't think it'd even be like with Cal in it or whoever my significant other. I think it'd just be like, hey guys, just so you know, like I'm handling this behind closed doors, but we decided, to break up amicably, whatever it may be. And I would appreciate your privacy and respect right now.
Oh, totally.
And then move on from there. So then it's like people are aware of it. They're not wondering, but it's not like a whole production. But again, I don't know what I'd do in the actual time.
When it comes, I'm going to be there and be like, hey, can we get a fake tear? Like get the lighting good. We're going to draw and post for thumbnail 5 months. I'm kidding.
And the hoodie's falling just a little zip.
I'm like, you look too good.
Yeah.
You're
Take
too
off
beautiful.
some makeup. Yep. Take some little, no waterproof
I'm like,
mascara.
Cal, pull it together.
Anyways, back to Adam Levine. I think that they are both absolutely in the wrong. I do think, obviously, he is married. He took a vow when becoming married, but both are to blame. I hope that Bahati's okay. I hope the kids are okay. And that's how I feel about that. Men ain't shit.
Men
ain't shit.
Yeah, that happened. Obviously, that was like everywhere this week, and then so many more people are like coming out showing DMs. Or I saw Tana. She put out a DM that, or like basically insinuating that he had unsent a DM, and I was like, damn.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. So she sent their chat, and there was nothing in there, and she's like, that's weird. You know what I mean? Meaning like, yeah, there's been DMs before, and he clearly unsent it. So I was like,
I took that as at the bottom it says like they've sent you a message, accept it or not, to see if it'll come in.
Oh no, because it would still be there.
Oh,
but yeah,
they
clearly it said, yeah, he
I saw a
it.
lot of girlies were saying that he sent messages.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we keep hearing stories where mostly men, obviously women can do it too, but like they're in a position, millions and millions of followers, like well-known artist, well-known musician, artist, actor, whatever, like it's just giving them that power trip. I hate that it feels like a
power imbalance.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. And it's hard because it's like, okay, did you intentionally do that? Like, did you know, like, oh, I'm able to like
manipulate,
pull these girls, like they're gonna be obsessed with me, like they're gonna freak out because I'm DMing them, or like it's so hard to like tell people's like true motives and stuff, and it's just like it's just icky.
For sure. I think that the girl who posted the video, obviously, like, if she got a message from Adam Levine, and I think she said, didn't she say, like, he said that they were getting divorced, and like he said all these things, which definitely could be true, and if so, then she obviously was manipulated. I just also, the way that it was handled makes me question the intentions of everybody.
Yes,
because if she really truly wanted to, I know she said like, oh, I told my friend was going to tell a tabloid was going to leak it. I understand that, but also if you really did just care about Bahati, then it could have been handled, I think, like behind and not involving as much media. I personally do think that.
Yeah, I think it's also hard in this world because so many people all the time are trying to get famous. So as much as you don't want to believe that's someone's intentions of just like, oh, I'm going to use this to my advantage, like it's hard not to in these situations.
There's a lot of fault. I hope that everything gets settled and everyone's okay. That's all I care about.
I hope the kids are fine.
Truly. I mean, that's all I can wish for. Also, today, before we came in, news came out about the Try Guys, which is a similar situation where, in case you guys didn't know, Ned from the Try Guys was caught having an affair with someone who actually works at their company, which is crazy. And again, I just feel for the wife. I feel for the kids. Like, I just don't understand.
Also, for it to be so public, like all of these situations, like things being so public, even I can't imagine, like, my parents are still together. I've never experienced them going through a divorce, but let alone like going through your parents getting divorced or having an affair like this, but like publicly, and you're so young, you don't even know. Like that's like, I really feel for the kids and obviously, the partners who are affected in it too. Like that, like, oh, just knowing everyone knows, like it's such a personal, vulnerable thing already.
Yeah.
like divorce, cheating, affair, whatever. On top of it, people like everyone having an opinion, and I can't imagine how that would feel. Like, oh my God.
Right before we started recording, the Try Guys posted that Ned is no longer a part of the Try Guys. And I just feel, I'm mad. I'm very mad. I'm mad for the kids. I'm mad for the wife. I'm mad for the other Try Guys whose business is being affected now by this, who like, obviously Ned didn't care about that. I just feel bad. I feel bad for the fiance of the girl that he was cheating with. Like, I feel bad for everybody.
Yeah, I did see that a lot of his content was kind of about like the family and the wife and the kids and all that stuff. And it made me think of our contract of like, what happens if we're not friends anymore? What happens? Pretty basic. I'm like, I'm sure they had a contract too.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, how does that work? It's just so weird how such a personal thing is also so businessy.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, now they're having lawyers, I'm sure, being like, okay, well, you're still owed this money like through the rest of the year, or blah blah blah.
I'm sure he owns a partial amount of the company and all those sorts of things.
Yes, I'm sure he does. Like, like it's so weird. It's so weird.
I also just think it's very interesting that people like Adam Levine, people like Ned, people like John Mulaney have built their careers around so much. Like their brand is like, I love my wife. I love my wife. I love my wife. Ned was always talking about his kids a lot. And I just think that it is interesting that, I don't know if it was like an overcompensation thing. I don't know what it may be, but I think that's also why it feels so fraudulent. Like that's why everybody's so shook, honestly.
Yeah.
I just feel like obviously they made mistakes, and I think, and I want the best for the people, the victims of the situation, the people who were affected by it. But I just feel like it's so much worse because they also made it to be this facade almost that they're like such good guys and such good husbands and such good dads, and then they do this.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that to me, I feel like is especially why everyone's so shocked. Like it's worldwide trending news right now about the Try Guys, which like, I like the Try Guys. I love the Try Guys. Yeah. I like their content. I know they're big, but the fact that it's like worldwide is really crazy.
I mean, I've said this before, and I've been cheated on, but not from a husband with a public platform. And already just that one experience for me, like I took so personal, like, oh, it's my fault. Or like, oh, like did I do something wrong? Through that, the main thing I learned was I was like, yo, if that's you, like it is nothing about you. It is all about them.
Absolutely.
Like 1,000,000,000%. And again, that wasn't even like my husband cheating out. Like I can't even imagine that pain, whether you're Beyonce or you're, you know, not Beyonce. Yeah.
Like everybody's just Beyonce or not Beyonce.
Like it doesn't matter, you know, how like gorgeous the wife is or what. Like it's like if in the end, like if your partner is going to cheat, they're going to cheat, and it's nothing to do with you. No. Obviously, this goes for girls and guys too, but all of these instances are guys cheating on their wives. But it's just fucking shitty.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I'm sure a lot of people who are listening currently have been cheated on by their partners. And just know it has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing. It's them and their
even if they pull the you haven't slept with me in a long time. Fucking no. Don't even let them come for you that way. Like I'm so sorry. Send me their IG. Oh man. No.
Cheaters never prosper. That is and I hope the kids are okay and the wives.
I know.
That's what I care about.
I know.
Other internet drama that has blown up recently that we've been asked a lot to talk about is the Michaela influencer versus 9 to 5 situation.
I was tagged in a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of those. And at first I was like, oh, because it was like influencers are out of touch, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh my God, is this person commenting me to tell me that, hey, Alisha, you're out of touch? Like I was like, oh wow, like I'm so, and then finally I got a lot of DMs too being like, would love to hear your thoughts on this. And I was like, oh, they want to hear my thoughts on that. I was like, wow, okay, maybe I'm
gotta reel it in again.
I was like, maybe I'm doing too many hauls. Like, I don't know. I was like, shit. And then it hit me, which maybe they did think that, but then I realized, oh, they want us to talk about it.
A little backstory on the situation. Yes. I will say this video is from 2 years ago. So the video from 2 years ago has blown up on Twitter, and it's a video of Michaela, who is like, I would say the biggest beauty TikToker currently at the time. And so it was a video of her, and it was a response to someone saying, try working a 9 to 5, essentially. Like, you know, you don't work hard. And so she starts the TikTok by saying like, I've had a long day. I'm feeling like an asshole. So I'm just going to say, try being an influencer. I can't say it without laughing. Try being an influencer in the day. I wake up every day at 6 a.m. I film 3 to 4 videos a day. I edit those. And then from 12 to 5, I just did back-to-back meetings. I just finished work. It's 5:19. Try being an influencer for the day. You couldn't. Or like, try being an influencer. Like, you can't do it. Like, not many people can. Again, it was 2 years ago, so I just think that's like an interesting detail. But regardless, what she said, I personally don't agree with. And so a lot of people wanted us to talk about it.
I had so many thoughts. One, I hope she's okay.
I do
because the way that the internet can be is very cruel. And I know she already recently said, I'm not doing well mentally.
Yeah.
And everyone knows I am really for mental health. So I truly do hope like she's okay and has like good people around her right now. Cause like, I can't imagine that feeling that like everyone hates you. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot. So essentially now a lot of people on TikTok are getting in fights being like, influencing is so hard. Influencing is the easiest job ever. Like, it's not hard. It is hard. It's not. I think what's not being said about that is like, I think it's in different ways. And what I've learned now is like, is it physically hard? Hell no. You pick up a clothes and show, like pick up the tripod. Like, you know what I mean? Is it mentally hard? Extremely mentally hard, but it also doesn't mean that there aren't other jobs that are more mentally challenging. For instance, a nurse. I mean, even just like the past 2 years what they've had to go through. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. The thing is, I'm coming from a background of social media being my only job that I've ever had. So I got out of high school, went to college, and then YouTube took off for me in college. And we have been doing this for over 10 years. So I feel like we have a different perspective.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting seeing, I'm just going to talk about specifically Michaela because that's what we're talking about. But she has really blown up in a year, in the past year or so, maybe a year and a half to 2 years, but very recently. Before she was working as a full-time content creator, she was working at Ulta. So I think obviously this has been it's a way shorter career span than ours have been.
Yeah.
Coming from my perspective and what I see, and as someone who's been doing it for literally a decade, and coming from the perspective of never having any sort of other job, I think it was very tone deaf personally. I know she was just speaking out of anger and frustration, and she was replying to a hate comment, which, I mean, that's something that we deal with on the daily all the time, something that really does affect your mental health. I do think the idea of being an influencer, and I was thinking about this the other day, there hasn't been something in my life that I've done that hasn't been judged by hundreds of thousands of people since I was 17.
I think
do you know
that's
what I mean?
the hard part, mental.
It's really hard. I agree. I think that being an influencer is so mentally exhausting, mentally draining in the aspect of always having people's opinions about what you do. I haven't done something in 10 years where I haven't thought about like, oh, how is this going to be perceived?
Yeah.
How are people going to think about this? What are people going to say about this? From everything like being in a relationship to like what color shirt I wear. Do you know what I mean? Like anything, it's always judged. So that's hard because you're always thinking about that. You're also, what we've said before is we're never able to stop thinking about work. Like I'll be laying in bed in insomnia at 3 a.m., not being able to sleep and being like, oh, well, this would be a really good video idea for tomorrow. And my note at 3:21 a.m., videos to film next week. Like it's always going. It never stops. I think you have to have really great work ethic to do what we do because no one is telling us what to do. No one's telling us when to post. No one's telling us what to do. But to compare it to a 9-to-5 or another job where it's physically tiring, physically draining, I think that they shouldn't be compared. I really don't.
I think that's my main point with this is I think it is very subjective to each person's personal experience with the workplace. I did work in the food industry.
Her nipples showing.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Has it been
It might have been. No, I'm not.
I think it was showing.
Oh no. Oh no, just blurring.
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking and you started talking. I looked down, I was like, wait.
I kind of felt it just recently go up, so hopefully it wasn't the whole. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sure it's not. If it's, I don't care.
You're on a great tangent though.
I know.
Okay, you're saying customer service.
I'd be working like super long 8-hour days, like, you know, food all over my face. And then to get like, I mean, I forget what the minimum wage was at the time, but like it felt like for all the physical work I was doing, not a good enough payoff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Versus fucking influencing. You're like, oh, I posted that. Now is a lot of work to like grow your brand. Yes, this is what I've always said too. It's not just influencers, like any freelancer gets this. Any person who owns a small business understands that pressure, you know, like they're like, I want to quit my job and do my own thing and be my own boss. And then it does settle in where you're like, oh shit, like this is a lot, you know? And it's not saying that one is harder than the other. It's just a different kind of hard. And for me personally, like I never struggled with mental health until all social media stuff. And it is hard when people are like, okay, well then quit. And for me personally, I'm like, yeah, but like, this is what I love to do.
It's not I think that you wouldn't have a problem quitting if you truly wanted to quit. Like if every part of you was done, but there's still parts of you that's not done. So that's why you haven't quit yet.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to say quit, but even if like 40% of you still wants to do it, you still want to do it. You want to see it through. You want to try.
Exactly. So also, like you were saying, you know, the not having the off button of working, it's like we do get to choose, which is nice and easy.
For instance, in her TikTok, she was like, I filmed 3 to 4 videos, edited, and then took all these meetings. She has the ability, and we know this, to decide, I don't feel like I'm mentally capable of filming 3 videos today. I'm only going to do 1, or I can take the day off. Like people aren't able to wake up and decide, I'm going to take the day off today. I don't feel like it.
Especially a single mother who's like working 2 jobs. A single mom who works 2 jobs. That was not planned.
It's true though.
Yeah.
Like she could make that. I understand they caught her at a really bad time where she was having a bad day. But I do think the fact that she was able to get into the mindset in such a short amount of time of creating to automatically be like, try doing this. It's so hard. I think that's what worries me the most. It's like that was such a short amount of time to get into that really negative mindset of like, my job is way harder than other people's.
I think that's the tone of like, it's harder than anyone else's. It's like, no, it can be hard without saying it's harder than other ones. Do you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
And I'm sure from her perspective, she was like, people think I'm lazy and just sit all day and do nothing. And like, post makeup. Oh my God, perfect. I got likes. I got paid. Like, obviously we know it's not like that. And I think that's why like, we didn't take it personally because we're like, no, like we do know we work hard, but we also do know like this job is very luxurious. Like it is very glamorous and it has very glamorous times, but also like we know that like it's not as easy as it does seem. However, that doesn't mean that it's harder than everything else. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah. I think if you're going to compare yourself to other influencers.
Yes.
If you really have to, but I think that's also a really negative mind space to be in. But if you really need to compare, then do it to other people who are doing the same exact career as you, the same exact job as you.
Yeah.
To compare yourself to literally anybody else makes absolutely no sense. And I think that's what's tone deaf about it. Also, there are already people who look at influencers and think that we don't work, and that if they're gonna think that, they're gonna think that. We can't change their opinions on that. We can't sway them. But I just feel like that was the worst thing you could have said for those people to hear. We know we work. We know.
But also, I think this is another point too. Like there are influencers who don't work hard. And then there are people, because we do have that luxury to make our schedule, there are people who are like, oh no, I can go on vacation this week too. Or like, I can do this. Like, oh, I'm not going to do that today. Like whatever.
And that's fine though, because that's their prerogative.
Yes. But then there are other people who do treat it more, you know, have that structured routine and a team. And so I do think like, just the word influencer is also so like vague of the different types, you know? Of course, there's people who like the clout and want to party and they're just like, yeah, like I got my money and making music videos or shit. You know what I mean? But then there's also like influencers who work hard, who have built businesses.
When you think of the people who already think that influencers, quote unquote, don't work hard, or influencers are vapid or whatever it may be, I think that they see the people who do, which there's nothing wrong with it. Make your money and do what you want with your money. But like the people who go on vacation all the time, who are being bad examples, bad role models, who are, you know, doing whatever it is that they're doing, debaucherous activities. And people think like, oh, that's the influencer. Mm-hmm. But I think often forget a lot of people who are running businesses, who are like doing like entrepreneurs, all these sorts of things. Or just even besides that, being a good role model to people. I think that as well. I think to be thrown into that category of like someone who, you know, is just making videos and is spreading positivity and being a light to people in the same category as people who are just like, you know, getting into fights at like restaurants and things. And like, you know, I'm not trying to name anybody, but you know what I mean? To be put in that same category.
It's just so,
it's a broad term. I understand why people are upset. And I think they just caught, like, we know what it's like to have your day ruined by a mean comment, and it just got the best of her. And I understand. I've been there too. I'm sure if she could go back and delete it, she would. But
totally, I think that's my biggest advice for other aspiring or other creators who are out there is like, you have to have a good support system around you. Like the days that there's a comment that does bother me, I'll go to Remi and be like, I really want to reply, but like like, why is this actually triggering me? And like having those people to talk to and not take it out on your audience who has literally built your whole brand, even though you're heated in the moment. And like, obviously there's going to be times you fuck up and stuff, but like, it's not worth
doing something you regret.
Yes. And also like, it's okay to have a bad day, but don't forget where you came from, and don't forget you would be nothing without your audience. Like we truly would be nothing.
Yes.
And I know it's so easy when you're getting numbers thrown at you and checks and brand deals and all that stuff to feel like you're like the hot shit. Cause like, bitch, School Alisha had an ego. School Alisha was like, damn, I'm that bitch. But like in the end, it's so important to remember why you started and where you started, and like hopefully have people around you to like remember that.
Going back to 2 years ago when she made this video, obviously I wish she had talk to someone in her life, but it's also easy if she went and talked to like her manager or someone on her team who could be like, oh, fuck that, and like just saying something that like gets her more angry, as opposed to going to someone who can keep her grounded in her life, who's like, there's validity in what they're saying, they just won't understand, you know what I mean? Something where it's less of just like getting her more amped up.
Yes, when you said that, the first thing I thought of was people saying, well, I don't have a Remi, or I don't have another creator who gets it. Sometimes it's better to have someone who doesn't get it, because then you can like, again, be brought down to earth and have a little humbling moment where you're like, oh shit, you're right.
Oh, the amount of times I have something that bothers me and I go to Cal or Kaylee, who's a 3rd grade teacher, and I'm like, oh, this is so annoying to me. I'm aware that I'm allowed to vent and I'm allowed to say these things, but also I have to be aware that like, Kaylee's a 3rd grade teacher. That bitch works to the bone, tirelessly, is underpaid. Like I know how, like, I'm allowed to vent, but also
she can't come to work hungover.
She can't take the day off if she doesn't feel like it. Like I'm very well aware. So if I'm going to vent, it's also like I know what I'm saying. I feel like it would make more sense to vent to you, obviously, someone who like understands at a different level.
Yeah.
And was that mean?
So
to
I
say?
think I think what we're saying is, obviously, if you can have like people in the industry who get it, because there are things where you're like, wow, no one would understand this, but you get it, you know, like a hate comment, you know, or something like that. Sometimes it's easy for your friends and your mom to be like, oh, just brush it off. Like they're mean, whatever. But it's also easier when an influencer comes up to you and is like, I get it. Like it ruined my
I got
whole,
that
like,
last week.
Yes, like it is
just
nice
more
having
common
both.
ground.
But I think also if you have anyone from your hometown, like some of our best friends are teachers, like having someone who like isn't in the world is so nice.
Oh,
who,
Kaylee will be like,
you.
stop it.
Yeah.
You're fine. And I'm like, you're right, I'm fine.
You're like, damn, I'm so embarrassed I even said that to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It shouldn't feel like that. It should be a safe space, but I just am aware when coming to them. With Cal, if I'm like venting about something, he'll always be like, I totally understand, and like what you're feeling is valid, but just remember this side, or remember this is how that person's feeling. This is what this person's going through. I'm like, you're so right. I feel so much better.
Thinking back to the first Google check we ever got, $100. You know what I mean? Being like how that felt then, and being like, Alisha, like you were so grateful for like anything, like remember that, like bring it back in, you know what I mean? I think another thing, because we've been here for so long, knock on wood, it's like, damn, we don't know how long we're gonna be here. Like we have to be grateful for this shit.
That's what I was saying, how it worries me that she got into that mindset so quickly.
Yeah.
That is, I've never felt what she was thinking ever in my life.
Well, I think though, a lot of that too, one of the luxuries of us starting so early is we didn't have anyone to model our careers off of be like, that's what I want to do. We just kind of figured it out. So I feel like a lot of creators starting out now are seeing Emma Chamberlain work with Louis Vuitton. So anything under that doesn't feel as good or good enough.
That makes me sad.
Like we were like, oh my God, I got paid from a random ass brand. We were just like so excited to be doing it. And I feel like now a lot of creators are like, yeah, but it's just this brand. Like, it's not like what you're doing. Or it's like, oh yeah, but like I didn't get paid to do it. And like where we were like, we're invited.
I get that. That makes a lot of sense. I have never thought about it from that perspective.
Yeah. Pros and
celebrate
cons,
the
man.
wins, people, though. And also, I think another thing I took away from this was obviously those comments got brought up from more recently.
Yes.
Where specifically it was only Jaclyn Hill that I think they pulled from.
Yeah.
But a lot of comments from old Jaclyn Hill Instagram posts from, I believe it was 2019, I want to say.
That wasn't that long ago.
I was going to say, yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Ugh, it makes me so sad. Of like Jaclyn posting like her bedroom or like a random video, random thing.
I love Jaclyn.
I love Jaclyn. We're Jaclyn girlies. And Michaela would comment on them being like, yikes. Or like, wow, must be so nice to say. I'm sorry. This whole thing is so like, it's baffling to me, so I laugh. She commented literally like, wow, must be so nice for you to be able to sit on your bed and make videos while all of us work. It's just ironic.
Yeah.
But I think a good thing to take away from that is obviously when Michaela was posting those things, she wasn't in a good place. And I feel like it's the perfect representation of when someone says something mean to you, whether it's in real life
or they cheat on
online,
you. It's a
or
them
they
thing.
cheat. It's a them thing. They're just insecure. They want what you have.
Yeah, I will say on the creator side, and I agree that this is more of a niche side because most people, you know, aren't doing influencing and stuff. It was so weird for me to see, like, you always wonder what's the face to this hater, like, because usually the people who leave those comments, like, you can't really tell in their profile picture, their private account.
It's a cat.
Yes, it's a cat. It's like no profile photo. Like, so for literally 10 years, like, we've been sitting here like, damn, I wonder who that person is and why they're so miserable to comment this. So it was very weird being like seeing the face to the comment, and instantly it felt like it took a lot of that, the meanness of it away, because I was just like, damn, they are just people, you know, and like whether they're jealous or whether they are just unhappy with themselves, it says a lot. So like whether you are getting online bullying and you're in school, or whether, you know, you have mean girls talking about you behind your back, or whatever the case is, like I think this situation really does shine light on the fact that like anyone who's putting you down is unhappy with themselves and in a bad place themselves anyway, and it truly has nothing to do about you. Yeah. Like, I mean, I can't even imagine being in school with this technology of like mean girls.
We had Form Spring. That was it.
We had Form Spring where you just read anonymous comments about yourself.
Which was a horrible idea in itself.
Do people know what that is? We should talk about that as we wrap up. If you don't know what Form Spring is, it was like one of the first things with the internet and like MySpace social media era.
It was like right when Twitter started to come around.
You essentially would like send people your profile. It's like Alisha's Form Spring, and all it would have is a spot for people to put
anonymous questions or anonymous anything.
So literally it was an open like forum page for people to like write shit about you or like bully you, or like obviously some people would say nice stuff, but it really was good idea, poor execution.
I've been holding this in for years.
Did you comment on my Form Spring?
It's time for me to talk about it. I would sometimes ask myself anonymous questions so that people could read me answering them.
I thought you were going to be like, I left a few mean ones on people. I was like, Remi, that's so not like you.
I would ask myself. And I remember one time, because there was
a box you could click.
No, literally, you'd be like, who do you think is so hot? Or like just
wait,
things
I have a crush on you.
Yes! Like, you looked really good today.
Oh my God. I was dumb. I didn't even think to do that.
But you could check a box whether you wanted it to be anonymous or not.
Yes.
And I remember one time I actually forgot to tick the box.
Wait, this is giving the Bama Rush girl on her burner account.
Oh, that was so sad.
We've all done it. Whether it was Form Spring or sending the person you're texting about a text.
I feel seen.
Oh my God. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope we articulated everything correctly. You made great sense. I just rambled sometimes.
I think you made great sense.
Thank you. I tried.
In conclusion, I hope you have a great day, not just a good day. And thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
Love you. Bye.